presume that all of you or majority of you have completed some course like engineering, maybe diploma or whatever it may be, even higher. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟಿಲ್ ನೌ. ಐ ನೋ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಬಿಗ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್, ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಇದು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ. ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ಅ industry, or it can be office work, whatever it can be. It may be organization, industry, education institution, wherever it may be. So there is a big transition from one space to another space. What is the transition? See, till now somebody was always with you, guiding you all the time. Teachers were there, your parents were there, friend circles. So even if you do a mistake, at the most, people like us who are teachers or trainers, we sometimes little show our harshness on you and try to mold you back. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದು ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶಬ್ದ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೋಪ ತೋರಿಸಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ವಾಪಸ್ಸು come back to the right path. But always our aim was to ensure that you're on the right path. We always wanted to protect you from all the sides, and we did that, including the parents and the friends. Now look at that. When you go to the industry, you have to defend yourself. Yaru irolla namige. You are all by yourself, and it is not an easy transition because you are going with one mindset. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕೂಡ ಹೀಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮೀ. ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ. ಸೊ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೈಲಮಾ. Why is it such a big transition, and how do we cope with this particular things? Now, let me come to the main topic here, what I'm talking. Why are you seeking the job? When I talk to the students, I get certain typical answers. Some of the answers I got even in our institution. I have got a diploma, so I should get a job. I got a certificate, qualified, so I should get a job. I need to survive. I need to get some money. So these are the answers normally I get for our daily livelihoods. Yeah, Jatin Kumar is saying for our daily livelihood. Nama jeevanakoskara, to survive, right? So fine, you're looking the job from your perspective for money. Yeah. Kamal, you're looking for money, right? Affirmation. Yeah, the word used is a little different here. Financial needs again. So most of you, it appears that you're looking just for money. But actually speaking, are you living for money? See, most of the students will be focusing around money, right? Basically, it is a security of life, surviving. Why are companies hiring? In fact, here also I got typical answers when I conduct certain sessions, that I have got a certificate, I have got a skill, I know how to work, so they should take me. So many of them give that answer saying that I am fit enough to work, so they should take me. Now imagine if you have a company, your own, and somebody comes with you with a certificate, I'm qualified, I'm highly skilled, will you straight away take him? The first thing is you look for a particular place in your company. Nim company ಒಳಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? What is lacking? Do you want an accounts person? Do you want an R&D person? Sales person? ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ you were trying to hire based on your own requirement. That's what the company also does. It doesn't take you just because you are qualified or you have a certificate. They hire because they have certain vacancy. They want to improve their manufacturing, or they have certain gaps there, or they want to expand. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So they want to take you based on that, for that purpose, not just because you have a certificate. So obviously, ನಿಮಗೆ ಜಾಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ you need to show that you are fit for that particular job on which they are looking at, and not the certificate. In fact, when I take some sessions, interview ಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಂತರ I feel very confidently can you ask one question to the interviewer. It is quite a tricky question, right? I'm not advising you to straight away ask, but understand the intricacies of that and what is the meaning of this. In fact, I have asked this question myself in one of the interviews. Directly I had asked this question. It's quite a tough question. Interviewer, after the interviewing, he had asked me, do you have any questions? Normally they do ask interviewer. So I said, I have just one question. Then I said, all your questions I answered probably in less than a minute for the last 15 minutes, right? But I have one question. So I'll give you 24 hours. You can give me your answer after 24 hours, I said. They were surprised. He said, how can it be a question? He said, I can answer your question immediately. I know what you'll ask. How much salary you want? Which position you are going to take me? Which city I'll be? I know you're going to ask. These are the standard questions most students ask. I said, no, I'm not going to ask those questions. I said, if you do not take me in your company, what will be your company's loss? Now you know me quite well. You know my skills. You know my capabilities. So if you do not select me in your company, in the position in which you are looking, can you make out what will be your loss, sir? I said, sir, you work it out. Instead of me, if you take someone else, how much loss you will face, because you're not going to get the skills and the ability that I have and I can contribute in your own company. They were taken by surprise with that, right? So why I asked the question? Because I was so confident that I perfectly fit the place in which they were looking for, right? So if you go with that intention, that I did not go to show my certificates, my skill, what I showed was I am absolutely perfect fit for your requirement. So I had studied their entire requirement. It had taken me ಒಂದು 6-7 days ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ದಟ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫಿಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. That's the reason I could ask that question. I know very well that I perfectly fit in this. So companies are looking to fill their gaps, and they're not there to just give a job to somebody, right? Let me go one step further now. That is, I just was talking about why you are seeking a job, and you look at there is a difference between them. You want security of money, they want to fill their gaps in their industry or organization. There is a gap between the two. Let us look at one more. We all have certain dreams in our life, right? I want this kind of a job. I like this. Yeah, need placement assistance. I don't know. Naveen is asking, I don't know, he is suggesting that. Right? I'll come to Naveen, your placement assistance. Let me come back to that part also there. We all want certain kind of a job in which we are comfortable. Will you get that job? The kind of a job you are looking for. In fact, very recently, last week itself, when I was talking to some of the students, in fact, they were doing a project about placement itself. So I was asking them, how do you do the placement in an institution? They said, we get the vacancies from the companies. They give the salary range and everything. And we look at the student portfolio, how they are performing in various subjects and what is their interest. So we fit them for interviews. We match these two and fit them. So this is how they do. So it is not the dream job which students are looking for. They're just looking for where is the vacancy. They say, where is the vacancy? I'm just looking for, is there a vacancy in the industry? Let me apply. There's a vacancy? Let me apply. If there is a vacancy, let me apply. Let us say I'm done a BTech in electronics. So I'm just looking for who is looking at BTech electronics. Right? So I keep looking for that and start applying. Really speaking, I mean, personally also talking, I'm more interested in education. Yes, I had done my BTech and ME, but I was personally interested in education. So there were vacancies in industries, even at a higher position. Question is, should I apply for that? So what is my dream job? What I want to be in future? That's the first question to be asked, rather than looking for the jobs. Next one is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? In fact, 5 years is quite less. I say in a different way. I'll ask that question to all of you. Just try and answer it yourself. I assume you're all looking for a job, all freshers. With that assumption, even if somebody is working, the question is still relevant. In the next 10 years, in which position you want to see yourself? Supervisor, junior manager, senior manager, director, or a scientist level, or let us say in our case we call them a tool engineers, or is it a designer, creator, sales head, state head, regional head, national head, right? Where do you want to see yourself in the next 10 years? Actually, if you write it down, it'll be excellent. Where you want to be next 10 years. Next question you need to answer is, how much of money somebody is saying CEO, absolutely fine. You want to be a CEO. No, saying a businessman is not enough. It has to be, something like a state head, regional head, or it has to be something that way. Even if it is a businessman, then the second part has to be what level, in the sense, just at a state level, or only in my village as a businessman, or I'm going to cover the entire country, international business, what level? Right? So it has to be that. Second question is, after 10 years, how much income you want to have? I'm not saying the salary. There's a difference. I'm not saying the salary. I'm saying how much of income would you like to have after 10 years? That is the second question you need to write. Right? Yeah, somebody is writing 20 crores. Fine. No, here actually not annual. I'm just asking for monthly here. Even if it is annual, you can just divide it, come back to that. Right? So monthly, how much of income would you like to have? To answer this question, actually speaking, somebody says 1 lakh. Fine. So before answering, actually what you should have in your mind is your family background, in the sense, what are my family issues? How comfortable is my family? The support. What are my aspirations? Would I like to have a big house, or what kind of house? What is the cost? Vehicle, what type? What should be my daily routine expenditure? Something behind that. And of course, mostly it is with respect to the family and the type of house or a size. So we write that amount, these two. Once you write this, you need to work backwards. If I require this after 10 years, after 5 years, what should be my position? What income I should get? The next question is 1 year, and then comes to immediately. So if I need to, after 10 years, if I have to reach that position, so my starting salary and my starting position, what should it be? So you need to get that answer first. So what is your first step? Because after 10 years, you want to reach there. Will this first step you are taking, will it lead to there? It may not lead. Definitely it will not lead. 100% it will not lead. If it doesn't lead, then you need to say, for example, somebody says, I want to be CEO of a company in next 10 years. Yes, if you want to be CEO in next 10 years, what training I should undergo? What should be my capacities? In terms of soft skills, in terms of other skills, I need to work that back. Year-wise plan. Within the next 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, and what training I should take. I need to work that backwards and then proceed ahead. That is how actually we need to plan our own life, right? Somebody saying 3.5 lakhs, it's quite possible to get 3.5 lakhs per month. I'm not saying salary of a government, this thing. No, I'm not interested in what is the basic pay, dearness pay, house rent. I think you're going too basic, too much of a complications. I just want 3.5 lakhs. I'm not interested from where. I can do my shares. I can do with my FDs. I can buy a plot and sell a plot. Why always on the job? That is where my question was coming. Why are you always on the job and a salary? Right? Coming to this particular thing, a job. In fact, this particular word called placement and job. Placement, of course, is the recent words which most of our training institutions use. Let me come to a job. We are always looking for somebody to give us a job. Government should create job. Company should create job. Give me a job. Actually, this word called give me a job was created by one of the person who came to India, Lord Macaulay from UK. When the British was ruling us, he was given this job. How can we ensure that all Indians always only and only ask for a job from somebody and not create jobs? He changed the entire education system in India. Since that time, we have got only one word in your mouth. I want a job. I am searching for a job. Somebody create a job and take me. I'll work for you. We have only this in mind. I will work for you in your company. We need to break that out now. It's a long time that we have got a freedom. We need to break that and say, I will create a job for others. And that's the reason why when somebody says, I want a job, I want a placement, what? want to work for others all the time. There was a good word somebody used. I wanted to learn. I want to take a job, not because I want to work for somebody, because I want to learn and have my own company in next 10 years. Let it be a small company, but you are creating a job. A giver is bigger than the one who puts his hand like this and says, give me a job. This is better. I will give you a job, small or a big. That should be your aim after your education and the certification, the skills that you have. Now, to come to that particular the thing which I was asking, let us say somebody say 3.5 lakhs. Yes, I may not get a salary of 3.5 lakhs or any other income. I need to look at how do I match my expectations. God has given you gift in terms of your skills. Here, if it is a live session, probably I could have made you write this. You try and write the skills given by God to you. Meaning, I'm good in writing, I'm a good singer, I'm a good cook, I can make friendship very easily, I'm very comfortable with the numbers, basically mathematics, I'm very creative in my mind, I'm very good at solving somebody's problems. Many have got many aspirations. I'm a good traveler, my voice is good, so I can record very nicely. Right? So each one has got talent. Question is, if you start writing how many talents God has given you as a natural gift, try and write it out. Believe me, very difficult for you to cross even numbers. Try and write it out. Because all the time we have focused only on what others are teaching me, and you have forgotten what God has given you. And when you look at the money, that question which I asked you, what income you want, you're only looking at the job and the salary to be given by somebody else to me and not using my talent to earn that money. We never look at this particular aspect. For example, let us say I'm good in talking. Have I made my YouTube and earned the money? If I'm good in making friendship, have I taken up sales? We go on showing the certificate from college. This is my skill, this is my skill, this is my skill. There is a skill you have just learnt it from your school and college. What happened to the skill God has given you in a natural way? We never use that for our earning or progressing in our own life. This is where the biggest difference needs to come in. Right? Let me go a little further. Most of us looking for a job, ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. We look at advertisement or a job vacancy and we say, can I fit the let me go? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ, ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಐ ಟ್ರೈಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ಐ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಓ, ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್, ಐ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್, BTech. I was interested in computer, but the vacancy not available, got into this. Some job came up, I applied for the job. This is called consequential job. There were jobs, so I got one of them. Right? The second one is anticipated. I have planned very well. I am interested in this. I am going to get a job in this. And my learning itself has been focused by me. I have planned my entire learning based on what I want to be in my life. This is called anticipated job. Meaning, one is designed job, other is undesigned job that you are getting. Which one are you? If you got an undesigned job, definitely you will not be happy in that company. You may get a high salary, you may get a high position, but your talents do not suit that. You got it just because of certificate, or maybe the mark that you got in a school or a college, right? So it is based on that. So it is not really speaking designed by you for your own life. So you will not feel really happy on that, right? Now let me come to one more part, why this whole thing happened. Need to understand this something called finite and infinite, finite versus infinite. ಇದು ಮೊದಲು ನಿಮಗೆ ಐ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ವಿತ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಫೈನೈಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲ್, ಹಾಕಿ ಇದೆ, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ. ಔಟ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಇನ್ ಆಗೋದು, ರನ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಕೋರಿಂಗ್, ಗೋಲ್ಸ್, ಬಾಸ್ಕೆಟ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ನೋನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋನ್. 11 ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, 5 ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, 6 ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಟೀಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೂಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್. ಗೇಮ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. You know the end start point and the end point, how much time it is, the duration of the game. Winners and losers is very well defined. You score more goals, you are the winner. Less goals, loser. Very well defined. So you play a game. Now look at in your life, in your schooling. It is absolutely finite. You know who is going to teach you. You know what is the syllabus. You know how to pass. You know how to pass what is fail. 35 pass, whatever is fail. You know that very well. Winners and losers very well defined. Right. Now come to the real life. Right. Infinite game is I don't know who are my players. With whom I am playing, I do not know. There are no rules. Today you are up, next day the other person is up. And game never ends. It is just a going up and down in life. There's no such thing as winning and losing. There's no end of it. There's no end. Sometimes you're up, that's all. You're doing better than others. You look at the life is an infinite game, but you are getting trained yourself in a finite game with a finite mindset. So when you come out of this into the infinite game of job, outside the learning environment, you see where the issue comes. We expect the same rules here in a company because we got used to finite rules. We ask the rules. It doesn't work in this. So you need to get trained yourself for an infinite game even when you are actually undergoing a training. Meaning, curriculum is just one simple written sentence says, I am learning for my life, for my living, to be successful in life and not for passing in an exam. Unfortunately, most of us do not look at education that way. To make you a little lighter here, I'll just give you one example. All those who keep saying, I have passed 35%, 40%, I have passed, I got a certificate, right? This question is to them. Many of us have got that in the mindset. 35% is fought, 40% is passed. So I have got a certificate. Why do you say that I'm not good enough? You also aim for 35% pass when you were in 10th, 11th, 12th or even graduation. You feel 35, 40 is enough. I have passed. Doctor has done the same. Why are you not accepting it now? So do you want your marks to be accepted by others? Just because you happen to be passing and getting a certificate? So when you go to a doctor, you look at his experience. Will he solve my issues? You're not looking at his certificate and marks, you're looking at his skill and his abilities. Then when you are seeking a job, what are you trying to show to the company? Marks and certificate or the skill and the ability? You need to think yourself there. This is what I meant by finite game and infinite in life when you're looking for a job. Let us look at one more here. Career growth and career development. Of course, this particular thing is just for academic purpose. I'll not dwell too much into this particular thing. Career growth is more of quantitative. How many certificates, what position I'll be, what is my salary, focusing on certain set goals. That is career growth. Year by year promotion increment. Career development is quantitative, qualitative, meaning how good I am. Even if I'm not in a position of leadership, how many people come to me for advice? That is your power. It is not the chair in which you are sitting is the power. No, that is not your power. That you have been told to just sit in that chair. How many people come to you for advice? That is your power. You may not be sitting in that chair. You may be standing somewhere else, but everybody comes to you. That is your power. That is career development. Like I told you, I don't want to dwell more into that. Now let me come to next one. Whatever job you want. Here, going away a little bit from materialistic way of thinking, there is a law of attraction, right? What you think is what generally you get. When I say what is that you want in your life, what you always do is you start looking backwards. What was my childhood? How was my family? What did my teachers tell me? What is my experience? So we keep looking at that and say, yes, this is what is practical, rest all is impractical. So when I ask for the future, what is that you're doing is your future, you're shaping your future based on your own history. This is the issue with our planning ahead. We are going through the limitation. The person who has come from a poor family, you ask him to open a company, the first question he says, no, how can I get the money? Because he looks at his past. So this is the reason why if I say imagine your success, we find it difficult to imagine. You need to break your past. That this is my experience and say, I enjoy eating ice cream. I'm going to sit in an ice cream, inside the ice cream and enjoy it. The imagination has to break from our history. So if I want in my life, I want to become a great scientist, irrespective where I studied in my rural area, village area, whatever it is. How is my family, financially or otherwise? Forget it. This is where I want to reach in my life. That is the first thing that you need to imagine, and what you imagine generally what you tend to get. Sigutte antalla, not that you will get it, but you will go in that direction. This is a very important one here. Next one, we keep talking about purpose of life. So question is, can you be creative in your job? What happens is, I have got a BTech. I learned certain, let me say, take a different one like web creation. I know how to design web. I learned all those things. When I go to the industry, I try to work on the same one. That's all. Whereas actually, I know it very well. Let me not waste my time into this. Let me create something new which I never thought in my life till now. Your mindset has to be there. If you get the mindset of that type, you will get a permanent motivation throughout your life to progress. Right? That is what is important. That is the imagination you need to give. Now, if you're looking at the future, again, just for the sake of academic purpose, changes are faster than ever, especially in last 10 years, 15 years. There's too many changes. Robotics coming in, digitalization, right? The automation, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So many things are coming up. Business analyst. All these are the future which are changing continuously. This is another question for many students. We keep on looking for a small company or a big company. Toppers say, I want a big company, I want a big company, I want a big company. You need to really analyze small company versus big company, especially for the starters, freshers. For a fresher, small company, your learning is more. Big company, your learning is less. In a big company, you are given one particular job out of so much of a space, workspace. Only one typical one you will be given. Just write the code. He will give you the logic, you write the code. If you're in a small company, you will talk to the client, get the requirement, plan yourself, convince the client, write the code and deliver the product. You see the benefits there for a fresher. So when you look for a job, don't just run away from a small company because the salary happens to be low. I said, my target is much, much bigger. To be a CEO, I need to learn. So where can I learn? Not in a big company. I can learn only in a small company. I can learn better to be in all positions. Yes, 2 years, 3 years experience, all positions. I'll jump now to specializations, human management, man management. Then I'll open my company because I got trained myself. But if I join a huge company where I'm doing just one small job, I will never even imagine that I can ever become a CEO because I know only how to work under others. And really speaking, not touch the various fields of business of those students in Gujarat towards that. In Karnataka, it is a government job. I want government job. I don't know Andhra Pradesh that you have to say what is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, I'm just taking an example to highlight what I'm talking about. So you'll find many times these are not our dreams. These are the dreams which the society has put in us. Be next year, don't go out of the state, be inside here itself. All these have been put by society and our families into us. It is literally saying, I'm going to tie you down. Let me see how can you fly. Unless you cut this, how can you fly? Right? So otherwise, what is that we are looking at? Is what job, salary, what place? We are questioning on this. Instead of questioning, what can I learn? And in how many years can I create a job for others? So to do this, what should be my starting job, or should I go with the startup immediately, or what can I learn from a particular company? Where can I learn the most? So let me join that company first, rather than looking at job, salary, place, all these things. So what you need to look at it is, can you create opportunities for others?